My name's Shane Abernethy. I'm the owner of Abernethy Haulage. I do a lot of work with my brother, which is Croydon Contractors, hence the name on the digger. I was on my way to go and sign up for a new digger, which I'd done my homework on, pretty happy, knew what I wanted. A friend of mine said to me, hey, drop into Kobelco and Takanini and have a look. And I said, yeah, okay. So I went in there, I walked in the showroom and saw a digger that I really liked, and it ticked all the boxes that I wanted to. The salesman was great. So we did the numbers. The next day I basically signed up and said, yep, that's what I want. They fitted me with all the extras and nothing was a problem, and really impressed. So I'm happy today with what I've got.
A good little feature which they have is different operating styles for the levers. The old school way was quite different to the ISO, which they have a standard operation now. Overseas they do things different, sort of like backhoe operation, but this here you just turn the lever and it gives you some options as opposed to the standard one, which is a really cool feature. Yeah, it's really roomy in here, so easy to get at, accessibility for diesel, filters, everything else, and it gets a nice flow through the motor to keep everything cool, whereas a lot of machines are very tight and compact, and they tend to get quite warm in the heat of summer, so it is a great feature. Another great feature which I found, I was quite surprised because normally I use a DeWalt electric grease gun, which is pretty good, and the top of the line grease, but they have this grease gun that's fitted in here, but the great thing about it is this cartridge that they use, it's Kobelco, so it's the same colour as the machine, and when you're finished with it, that's what you end up with. So it's really a clean way of doing it, and if you're greasing every day, it certainly makes a hell of a difference. So I'm convinced I'm sort of going to try this for a while. I'm very impressed with it. The other good feature is they have a screen in here where normally all the grass and dust and bits and pieces gets jammed into the actual radiator, and you've got your air conditioning and your coolers, so everything gets jammed in there. But with this new screen they've got, it's pretty impressive. You can pull it out, wash it down, blow it down, whatever you want to do to it, pop it back into place. Very simple, push it in, done. This is a great feature which I have to have on any machine I've got, because I get into those really tight spots and tricky footings and so on and so forth, whereas a big machine, the arm's up here. A small machine can do a big machine's job, but a big machine can't do a small machine's job. So that bendy boom gets me into those real tricky places. This is probably one of the biggest machines that does this style of thing. Hence, that's why I sort of went towards it. So yeah, very useful, especially to be able to do big jobs and little jobs. This sort of thing is the thing that makes the difference. Kobelco fitted this. They fitted it with all the brackets. I asked them to put this braided coating over the top so that it didn't scratch or whatever on the machine, and they obliged with no problems at all, and it's absolutely fantastic the way they've done it. You couldn't ask for better. Yeah, this is a feature which most machines have to have on now for health and safety. It's a approach light which does the green and the red. These were the lights that I wanted, the LED ones. Kobelco made a bracket to fit up there to fit that particular light. It didn't cost me any more, and really happy with the way they've done it. Another thing that sold this machine to me was the size of the cab. The cab that they have is the same size as what would be on a 30-tonner, and I've always been in smaller cabs for smaller work, but this one has all the luxuries, the big 10-inch monitor there, phone holders, drink holders, and very comfortable. All the levers, operating areas can be adjusted higher or lower. Another good feature for us old boys is we have a heated seat, and it is air suspension seat, so that's a real plus. And obviously the other things that are really good on it is plenty of outlets for air conditioning and that, so you kept really, really cool. All my machines have got tinted windows to keep the heat out. This monitor is bigger than any of the ones I've seen in diggers. A cool feature with it is it's got 3 cameras. I didn't realise that it had the 3rd camera until I washed the machine and found another one, which was really, really cool. You can swap different angles that you want just simply by pushing a button here, pushing a button there. Gives you 3 or 4 different options which side you need for wherever you're working. It gives you plenty of options. You've even got Eagle Eye, which is over the top, which gives you a full surround. So that is something which is really, really good. There is other options here which we can go to home. I'm still getting used to it. Now another cool thing here is rabbit or turtle, and this thing is really, really fast in rabbit, a lot faster than most machines I've been in, and I think it does about 5 kilometers an hour or something. So you've got that. Then you have another option here which is for your power. So S is standard, which I normally use because it's nice and smooth. If you're really loading out and you really want to move some dirt, H is the one. It sucks a little bit more fuel, but certainly very, very fast. Keeps up with sort of like 12 tonners and that with the speed of it. So that's quite impressive. You've got your auto idle. And another cool feature is the boys from Kobelco come in and adjusted some pressures for me the other day. I said I wanted that speeded up and that slowed down, and it was not a problem, and it just made my life so much easier and smoother. Really, really impressed with that. So there's a lot more features there, but hey, I've only been in it 150 hours, so I'm still learning. It's like a toggle, so you've got your movements sideways, backwards, forwards. Once you choose your thing that you want, push it down, it locks it in, and windscreen wipers, windscreen washers, speed, home, everything, it's all there on that one little panel, which is really, really, you know, it's pretty advanced. So this is another cool feature, which is the phone holder. Usually you have a phone, you've got to find somewhere to stick it in the cab, and usually the power point is miles away, so you've got cords going everywhere. But this particular one they've designed, the cord slips in, drops into the bottom, push it in, it's there. It runs through the stereo, so the stereo speakers loud and clear, and a good size drink holder, cup holder, whatever you have. Most machines have a certain size, and usually the cup you've got is the wrong size, so that was all a plus. So this is my office, and it is the bee's knees. I'd certainly encourage anybody else to go and have a look and check apples with apples, because it's a great machine. Really impressed.